You volunteered because you want to help people find meaningful work. Harmony Insights, as this view of finding even harmony, to work in those ways. So tell me a little bit about why you chose that as one of the 10 for you to put in of intentional service to others, Eric.
I think coming out of Levy Restaurants after 16 years into my own business, I was very aware of all of the things that I needed. I needed an income, I needed clients, I needed a reputation, I needed a network. And it was so easy for me to show up in a one-on-one conversation with somebody like you or at a networking event, so keenly aware of those needs. And as you can imagine, that also influenced then how I was perceived and the words that came out of my mouth. I went much too quickly to some of the things that I needed. And so again, another example, I suppose, of then this evolution where it didn't feel right. It didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel genuine. It felt desperate at times. And I just thought, this is not how I want to be perceived. What needs to change? Now coming back to perspective, what is it I'm perceiving? I'm perceiving that the spotlight is on me. Well, I'm uncomfortable in the spotlight to begin with. I'm an introvert. I don't want to be in that. So why do I show up to all these conversations needing and almost demanding to be served when I can control where that spotlight is pointed? I can point it on you, Ross, and say, hey, you know what? Enough about me. Or maybe I didn't even start talking to begin with. I want to know about you and your work and your organization. You guys are doing some fantastic things in the area of adaptability and in others as well. I want to know about that. So why do I want to know about that? Well, I want to know about it maybe because it gives me a breather. I don't feel like I'm in the spotlight, but I also want to know about it because then, and this is the part 2, there is value in being of service to other people. And you're going to have viewers and listeners say, Eric, of course that's the case. It doesn't take Gary Vaynerchuk coming out with a book, or any number of other people writing these books about first being of service before making an ask. But there are those of us that had to learn that, that had to learn it, especially when we find ourselves in situations where we feel kind of desperate. And I had to define then what service meant. And in the beginning, it was showing up and being able to facilitate a disc workshop for you. I was a disc nerd, so that's what I did and that's what I led with. And then I realized that I can be of service in ways that go well beyond disc. That may be a comfort zone for me, but you could have a headache or a challenge today that you articulate to me that I have no idea how to help you with, but I can figure out how to help. And in so doing, endear myself to you and build truly meaningful connection and rapport in ways that I never would have otherwise if I had just blown you off and said, oh, sorry, I don't know what to do about that.